It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. White K in the building.
Yo.
How you doing? Looking nice and bright this morning.
I'm fine. I left my house very early. I went ahead of all the traffic everywhere. I quickly left the house. I don't want to get caught in the traffic. So on Friday, Naomi Campbell visited the shrine, and so I hosted her.
Not her first time. I think she's been there before.
Yeah, it's not her first time. I think second or third. Yeah. But she came for a show on Sunday, and she brought the person for the show, a DJ.
Nice.
You know, so they came and they were taking pictures and videos. I keep meaning to post my pictures with her, but I keep forgetting.
Hopefully one day we'll see it. But that's fantastic. Well done. Okay, at least you're host to an international star. As always, anyway.
Plenty of them. They always come.
They always come.
The sensible ones come.
Alaja Nima Akashat Zuberi, how are you?
Tired.
Really?
Yes, we were all in traffic yesterday, but I was lucky. Mariam and myself left at 11:30. Before 11:30 yesterday, I got home. I got to the mainland, not home, at 2:40. She got home at 5 something.
Wow.
She was, when I got to Bagada, she said, I'm at Kofa Bayomi. I said, Udarola. So, Awareko, Lagos people, Ekbele.
Tokwe, how are you? How you doing?
I've never been more grateful not to be on the show. I had no idea what was even happening until I just thought you were saying, you both said that there was suya. I didn't check on Instagram, but I'm very grateful not to be on the show yesterday. I'm also grateful that I'm starting this month. I'm talking about Game of Money all through. I've already ordered blinked shirts for myself. The Game of Money Conference 2.0 is going to be next month, and so registration is open. And I'm grateful for my lineup of speakers. Like, I'm so excited. The people that I put together, for me, I'm a conference junkie. I'm always going from one conference to the other, so I know what to look out for to put together a good conference. And I really want people to have a positive mindset when it comes to money, especially in Nigeria, where we only hear negative or like things go bad. So if you're young out there, if you want to master the game of money, if you want to understand the game of money, then register for the conference. The link is in my bio, and I'll post it on Twitter as well so that those online can see it. But everything is ramping down for Game of Money because I'm doing my birthday then, and they just sent me food bill. I'm like, hey, do I really want to feed these people? Well, I'm grateful.
Once you have it in mind, God always
so we'll make a way and everything would work out.
So yesterday was an experience for me, but then today we are focusing on Minister Umahi. You'll hear from us today, but let me not start. After the break,
we have time.
We have time.
Let
me not yet.
Ebenezer Obe, happy 83rd.
Yes, happy birthday to Ebenezer Obe.
Yes, Chief Commander.
Yes,
Ebenezer to be complete.
Yes,
Chief Commander
83 today.
On his 83rd
many happy more returns to you, and pray that the Lord will continue to increase him in wisdom, health, and long life. People like that should reach 90.
Yes,
we should shut down
wise music. He didn't just sing for entertainment alone. His music was just full of so many proverbs, lessons,
yes, he taught deep reflection.
Lessons.
And I'm happy that he has reaped the fruit of his labor.
Yes.
Because a lot of people have celebrated him. Young people have actually adopted his song. He has been collaborating with lots of people. He has seen the fruits.
Yeah.
So that for me that is a fulfillment in every way. So I'm really happy for him and to his children also.
And I also appreciate the fact that people who made it while he was growing up and they made it now, made sure they didn't forget him, so they come back to him. How we saw it was Mike Adenuga.
Yes.
So Mike Adenuga probably grew up listening to his music. So he has appreciated him today. I hope with that top page he gave him a nation. Like
money
he gave him money as well.
Yes.
Mr. Adenuga,
add money.
We are here too.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we look at the front pages of the papers. Today's our gist. But first, we must tell Umahi give Umahi a piece of our mind. But first, let's look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Okay, there's a story. Okweboholo extends olive branch to Igodalo and others. High hopes from NNPCL as new board takes off. Some stories from inside the papers. Army chief to troops ambush raid bandits in their hideouts. And APC to Obi, Tinubu needs no opposition validation. Okay, which story are we taking?
Okay. Congratulations to the governor of Edo State. He's been affirmed by the election tribunal in the September 24th election in Edo State as the winner. 21st, not 24th, elections as the winner by the tribunal. So this 3-member tribunal affirmed him by declaring that the petitions by the PDP and their candidates in the elections, as well as the Action Alliance and its national chairman and the Accord Party and its candidates, those were the 3 petitioners who contested the elections, that they were all without merit. And the tribunal held that he had valid votes and these votes stands. Now they still have their they have the right of appeal to the appeal court, which is the final court on election petitions, and so we can. But the governor is celebrating. He's also extended an olive branch, saying that they should come together and focus on the development of the Edo people, and I hope that that is what we'll see going forward.
Okay. So the Chief of Army Staff, General O.O. Oluyede, has charged troops in the northwest region to ensure they ambush and raid bandits and fish them out of their hideouts and exterminate them totally. The Chief of Army Staff, who reiterated the unwavering commitment of the office to the troops' welfare, was speaking during his Eid al-Fitr special luncheon event. The event brought together top military brass and frontline soldiers in a display of unity, resilience, and gratitude. He represented the Commander Infantry Corps, Major General A.K. Ibrahim, who conveyed a goodwill message and the emphasizing the significance of the occasion. He said, while many celebrate with their families, gallant troops remain on the front line, safeguarding the nation and unwavering resolve. Their dedication during this holy period deserves the highest recognition, and many of us do agree that our boys out there should be recognized for the work, the sacrifices they're making for our nation. Okay.
So I took a story from inside about the father and stepmother who have been arrested when 3 siblings, the father's children, died after visiting him. They had visited their father and their stepmother in the Delta Steel Housing Complex, and they didn't live with their father. Their mother had died. They didn't live with their father. They visited the father and the stepmother, and then they died. So they said the incident shocked the community, and it's just a year after their mother had passed on.
Really sad.
So he married shortly after the mother died. They went visiting, and then
found out the children are dead. Really sad. And there's no reason, they don't know.
Well, nobody knows. That's why they said it's a suspicious death, so they've arrested them for now. I mean, it might just be maybe because they said they went to a birthday party, maybe they ate something.
Something poisonous. Okay.
Could also be fumes.
Okay. So I have the story on the reform that has taken place. They said overhauling, that the president did a overhaul on the NNPC, the entire board.
He's sacked. He does sack
he sacked everybody, and that it is when immediately he appointed the new board has 6 members from the 6 geopolitical zone. Also included in the new board includes the Mrs. Ladia Jafia from the Federal Ministry of Finance, and a representative, another person from the Ministry of, that's Aminu Hamed from the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, to serve as representative of both ministries within the board. They were given a matching order. They are told that there's a 3-point strategic plan. They want to, the president wants the new board and everybody there to revamp, to boost the production of petrol and local refining within Nigeria. They said that there should be a strategic portfolio review of NNPC operated and joint venture assets to ensure alignment with maximizing objective, increase production and investment to boost domestic refining. So last year, the president implemented the new reform, the petroleum, the bill was implemented, said the oil sector reform to attract investors. And between last year and now, $17 billion has come into Nigeria in terms of investment. So those that are saying money is not coming in from all the trips, 17 billion has come in. The plan with this new board is to increase that by 2027, we would have $30 billion in revenue, and by 2030 there will be $60 billion in investment into our oil sector. And this new board are meant to create the plan to chart the course for that to happen. They also want us to increase, because one of our most profitable investments in the oil sector is the gas, our natural gas. They want us to improve the production of our natural gas to 8 billion cubic feet per day by 2027 and 10 billion cubic feet by 2030. So there's the article, the new framework for NNPC looks good. People have been really worried about NNPC because that's where majority of the cash that comes into government comes from. So we're looking forward to transparency. That's what I believe Nigerians would want, even as we have a high expectations on how things would play out right now.
Okay, so moving on now to Daily Sun. We just talked about NNPCL, mixed reactions, trail Kyari's replacement. APC floors AAAP PDP as tribunal affirms Okweholo's victory. Enugu police dismisses report on headsman's invasion of Eha Amutu. And a few stories inside the papers because we didn't have enough outside. Services sector drives credit utilization to 32.69 trillion naira, says CBN. And Nigeria, Japan unveil youth-centric venture fund to drive innovation. Okay, which story are we starting with in Daily Sun? Okay, let me start with the Nigeria, Japan. So to bolster youth entrepreneurship, Nigeria and Japan have officially launched a strategic venture capital fund designed to fuel high-growth startups while shielding them from the currency fluctuations. The initiative, which channels investments in Naira, ensures long-term concessional financing, mitigating foreign exchange risk, and fostering a stable economic environment for emerging enterprises. Speaking, the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, convened a high-level meeting at Abuja office with officials from the Sovereign Investment Authority and the Japan International Cooperation Agency to finalize the operational framework. So from this, you see that there's actually money out there. Young people must have a way to access this fund. So there's money being created to help especially young entrepreneurs to see how they can grow, build their startups and grow it and scale at some point. So okay, I think so it's an opportunity. I have
the story of the EFCC and Aisha Achimogu. So this body has accused the EFCC, the Arewa Youth Council for Justice, have accused the EFCC of politicizing the alleged graft case against Aisha Achimogu. They claim that the EFCC was all about media trial. They also claim that the action of the EFCC was also all about a desperate ploy by some politicians ahead of the 2027 election. They said that the EFCC, through the head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewale, had declared Achimogu wanted for alleged money laundering. But they said prior to this, a lot of rumors have been moving around about her, particularly the one that emerged that the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, through Achimogu, had provided campaign funds for former President Atiku Abubakar, and that both parties have denied this allegation. And so they think that the EFCC should do a thorough investigation before they bring out this allegation and the notice for her being wanted.
I think that story is so... There is no way. The way I saw Sanwo-Olu so loyal to Tinubu, there is no way he was providing any funds for Atiku. That one, I think sometimes... That was
just gossip. And it spread. And we can't trace who actually unveiled the first sentence of that gossip.
What?
But
I used to see
the EFCC did not bring out that. You know, to link this. If the EFCC declares her wanted, I think they should do the investigation if she has some.
Who said they haven't done the investigation? Why would somebody just stay in the office and just put an article?
That's what I'm saying. The EFCC will not just come out and declare somebody wanted without.
So that's why we're assuming they've not done their work.
You know, so to link it to the rumors. Yeah. All of us read rumors now. To link it to what are going to break.
We have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with our review. Stay with us.
No, I don't do social media.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki,
take.
close the show, you Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a beef.
Thanks for staying on. I hope Minister Umai is not tired. We're coming. Just want to finish paper review. We'll finish, we'll face you. Okay, which story?
Yes, so I have a story in the Sun. This one is very close to home. Land grabbers. The residents of Oshokuota, I'm sure I did not pronounce that way, Ado-Odal, or Ado-Odota local government area. These residents have come out to complain about the, allegedly, that land grabbers by Elijah Adeogun have ransacked their communities with the aim of taking over a large parcel of land that the community said they did not sell to him. And these land grabbers have caused major crisis for them. So they took the protest to the governor's office at Mukemoson in Abeokuta, and they said that the kingpin of the land grabber, Adeogun, has led hoodlums to force residents to flee their homes and their farmlands. And they feel that this particular set of hoodlums that are sponsored by the land grabbers are being shielded by the Attorney General of the state, which is a strong allegation to make. They said because they've reported this to the police several times and that the community is under siege and they're not seeing action. They said these land grabbers come with AK-47 rifles. We're not at war, and other dangerous weapons to leash mayhem, and that during this, some of their community members have been killed. They said that they killed Saeed Shoboyejo and injured several others. So I know from personal experience how land grabbers and Ajagungbale situations happen, and the importance of the neutrality of the security officials in ascertaining rule of law, because people leave their houses and they can't farm. So I hope that the governor would address this situation and ensure justice is brought to them.
I took the story of the police dismissing the reports that on the herdsmen invading Enugu. They have refuted claims of herdsmen on the Eha Amufu. They said the report is baseless, mischievous, and a calculated attempt to mislead the public and instill fear. They said that farmers sometimes settle there temporarily. It's not been overrun by herdsmen or anything like that. That yes, in 2021 and 2022, yes, but not now. Now peace has been restored to that area, so people should stop peddling fake rumors.
Okay, Vanguard, next paper. Edo, we're talking that story. Uromi killings, residents alleged indiscriminate arrests and extortion. Gridlock, FG reopens Independence Bridge. 2026 WCQ, that's Bafana may escape FIFA sanctions, says attorney. Tinubu jets out to Paris on 14-day working visit. FG boosts power generation by 2,000 megawatts in 2 years, says minister. And inflation, exchange rate volatility, others pose significant risk, says Kale. Okay,
so
which
I
story?
have the Uromi. So the Uromi residents are now alleging indiscriminate arrest and extortion from the police. They're asking that they should come and help, and they need, this is more serious now. According to an eyewitness, Olumese Eugene Prince, he says that as we speak right now, both the innocent and the guilty are being arrested by police. Wow. We are now at the mercy of police because local vigilante that has been helping has been suspended, and yet we have criminal Fulani headsmen in our forest. Most of Edo forest, yes, that's the situation. And yesterday when we were talking about, I think, which day was that? We were talking
Monday.
about the suspension of most vigilante. He was saying the police do not come this forest. They don't help the people when this rape and kidnapping happens in the farms. But the vigilantes do, and now they've suspended them.
Now, you see,
this story is taking account of how the police now pick up any group of boys and extort up to 300,000 or threaten to take them to Abuja under investigation. So they said there's a young man who was visiting from overseas who was also arrested and made to part with 1 million naira via POS before he was left to go, or threatened that he will be taken to Abuja. Somebody, one of them was saying in pidgin, said make them do come they go. Not because nobody waiting they send them, that they do now. Exactly. Is that bad now? And the governor cannot just play, the sensitivities of the North alone. Because also the Concerned Northern Forum is still threatening for reprisal. They are asking Northerners in the Southwest to leave because they are looking at, a reprisal. They must carry out this story with balance.
The governor is doing one thing.
Those
police must also
those incitements
advantage
of the South
see,
must also be cared for.
Let's even break this thing down properly. What caused them to attack those people? Something caused it. Now they have been attacking these people for years. They have suffered. They have killed them. They've done everything. While I don't agree that they should have killed anybody. It's better to just arrest them, send them over to the police authorities. But something caused something.
Yes.
So they have to deal with the root cause of the matter, of the issue. I don't even understand, though.
All right, after working so hard and tirelessly, and you want to review what you've done, the best thing to do is to travel to Paris, just to review the work you've done. According to Bayo Ononuga, our president spokesperson who disclosed the statement, said our president has gone to Paris for a working visit, and he said he will also use the retreat to review the progress of the ongoing reforms and engage in strategic planning ahead of his administration's second anniversary. This period of reflection would inform plans to deepen ongoing reforms and accelerate national development priorities in the coming year. While away, the president would also remain fully engaged with his team and continue to oversee governance activities. Okay, I like that kind of review time. So after we've done some work, let us plan to Mauritius and just
TVC.
All expense paid. Mauritius, living on your view.
Very beautiful.
Just to review what we've done so far.
If TVC can do that for me, now here I go die put. I go retire and still remain
Any other story in Vanguard?
Yes, we definitely have a story. The Wike, the Minister for the FCT, has approved the employment of 34 medical doctors in the first batch out of 60. So these medical doctors are going to be having their residency at the Federal Capital Territory. He said that they have a 7-year fixed training term. Among the 34 were five of them were covering psychiatry department, 4 internal medicine, 1 in general surgery and anesthesiology, 8 in family medicine, 6 in ophthalmology, and 9 in obstetrics and gynecology. The expectation is that over the next few weeks, we are going to have the remaining 26 resident doctors put in place, and they also give a list of where they will be, how they will be fixed. This is the first time that this is being done outside the employees of the Health Management Board, thereby giving doctors more opportunity and bringing more competent hands into the healthcare delivery within the FCT. We cannot take away from the fact that Wike is always talking and he's always working. So this is one good thing for the people of FCT, and he's be getting better medical care.
Moving on. Okay,
have a story? Bafana story.
No, we don't want this one. I'm taking this. Moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story that we've not taken. There's some important stories in the Nigerian Tribune. But the one that caught my attention, let me see, because the headline obviously is the same. Same. Okay. The 15-year-old Kanye Yachukwu clinches Guinness World Record for largest art canvas. I think it was really important for us to take that story. So the 15-year-old Nigerian artist Kanye Yachukwu Tago Okeke has broken the Guinness World Record for the largest painting, unveiling the world's largest art canvas by an individual. The record-breaking artwork titled Impossibility is a Myth was revealed in Abuja to mark the 2025 World Autism Awareness Day. The awe-inspiring canvas, measuring 12,303 square meters, more than twice the size of a football field, surpassed the previous record by nearly 3,000 square meters. Unveiling at Eagle Square and was attended by the civil society groups, diplomats, traditional rulers, top government officials, and stakeholders in the arts and arts culture. Kanye Yachukwu was presented with the Guinness World Record certificate during the event. It was a very, very wonderful event. The Honorable Minister Hannatu Musawa, Minister of Arts, Culture and Tourism and Creative Economy, lauded the young achiever, calling it an historic and inspiring milestone that demonstrated how age and challenges were no barrier to greatness. Congratulations to Kanye.
It's a really good one. Congratulations.
All over social media. His parents and family will be so proud. Yeah. Congratulations to the entire community.
I want to take this story, very interesting. So the police discovered a place, Yahoo School. Yes, police uncover Yahoo School. This Yahoo School is located in Iju area of Lagos State. There were 4 owners and 2 siblings among the owners. Then they have 6 trainees. Of the 6 trainees, all the people are in their mid-20s, early 20s. There was a 12-year-old boy. That's the shocking one. The 12-year-old boy is also a trainee, and the boy had bruises on his body, healing marks that it showed that he was being forced to do the work. They are training him, initiating them. It's a training school. So they said they've already confiscated some of the proceeds, that they are training them on the internet fraud, how to go about it, and that the proceeds from their ventures are confiscated by the founders of the school. But they say they still the Oga Patapata of the one that funded the school setup. They've not found that person yet, but this is a good move.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review.
We don't want the Bafana story.
We don't want the Bafana, we know whatever. When we come back, those of you that live in Lagos, this is your time to express yourself to the Honorable Minister of Transportation, of Roads, Works and Roads. He needs to hear from us, because yesterday indeed was a day in Lagos State that many would never forget for a long time. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we take on that segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Some people would have died in that traffic.
Like they heard that on television.
Nightcap. We have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Damn!
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday, virtually the entire Lagos Island in Lagos was on total lockdown. This watertight traffic lasted till early hours of this morning, and we're still hearing reports that in some areas it's still pretty gridlocked right now. Multiple reports still has it that the groaning situation persists despite directive issued by the Honorable Minister David Umahi, the Minister of Works, that the Independence Bridge should be opened with immediate effect. Now, we're supposed to have with us on the show the special advisor to the Governor of Lagos State on Transportation, that's Honorable Shola Giwa. Unfortunately, he told us this morning he can't make it because he has to follow the governor to do an on-the-spot check of the bridge. So we can understand why he can't join us. But however, we're hoping that our reporters will be there with them and be linking up to us very soon to let us know what they're assessing and see what if there are any updates for Nigerians, for Lagosians to know. But in the meantime, we're going to open our phone lines for Nigerians to call in, or Lagosians to call in, to express their experiences or to share with us their experiences yesterday by calling the numbers on the screen: 020-163-52013, 090-2416-3440. You can also send us your messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. I'd like to start with my own because I was inside the experience. I was saving myself, and let me save it for this segment because yesterday in the morning, because usually I leave home at 6:30 and I come even after they started on March 19th, because if you recall, they started this construction 19th and it's supposed to end on end of May, I think 27th or 29th. Anyways, so I'm used to leaving at 6:30. I leave at 6:30 and at 8:25, I was still on Akadeshola and there was no movement. I knew I had to be on the show. I've not done makeup. I had to be on show by 9 in less than 14 minutes. So I said to my driver, please find me a bike. So by 8:30, we got a bike. I got on that bike, I went straight to Eco Atlantic, and I called somebody to come pick me up at the gate. So I was just, then I knew that was a tip. Because I just thought, what happened today that everywhere is so gridlocked? Fast forward, 2 p.m. when I started hearing that there's traffic, I said, well, you better close early so that, you know. And 2 o'clock I closed, and we drove down Amado Bello trying to link up. Obviously, there was no way. We made a U-turn, got on Adeola Odeko, and we were there. We spent 3 hours on the same spot, almost near that Glow building. We were just there. We had to finally find a way to go back to
Adeola Odeko here.
Adeola Odeko, right here. 3 hours between here and Adeola Odeko.
Can you imagine?
So we were there for 3 hours. We now found a way to get back to the office. So I was safe in the office, and other people now. 2 of our staff bosses left at closing hours. I think maybe 5 o'clock.
So where?
They were trying to go. They had our report too. They said, this maybe by night I've gone.
They
there.
have some.
They went there. Thought they had spiritual powers to clear the road for them. They got there. They came back about 3 hours, 4 hours. Some of them did 4 hours. Some did 5 hours. They came back to the office. So all of us slept. Minister Umaye, we heard that. All of us slept in this office. Me, myself, I have not had my shower today. I slept and I had to go and buy me toothbrush and toothpaste this morning so I can brush. So I won't be jafficoing to you guys this morning. You know? So the point is, I'd like to hear your experiences first or what you've heard before we now start telling the minister what we think he should have done better. And hopefully this doesn't happen, because as I said, the Goshians would never forget today in a very long time, because a lot of people had horrible experiences. We had a staff who was heavily pregnant, stuck in that traffic. We were so scared. Thank God the human resource was around. She was able to make sure there was a mattress and blanket, pillows to care for her, and make sure there was food for her to eat. She was our priority. Yes, so all night, all of us were taking turns to go and check. That girl must be okay. Until this morning, she carried out and she left with her family. You know, so that, I mean, God forbid, what could have happened? So there's a lot of ripple effects of these kind of decisions that we make. But let me hear your experiences first before I hear what decisions.
Okay, so I drove into, I think both of us were on set yesterday. So I drove into the traffic coming inward from Eco Bridge yesterday. And I noticed that there was a broken down container on the BRT side. You know, when we get to that Onikon inwards VI, both traffic from the island and that from the mainland merge. And that point of merger, that's where the container is. I made that container this morning. It was from that container I knew that there was no going forward, because I sat there for close to 10 minutes. I was on the phone with my friends, and the thing wasn't changing. I just told them, I'll talk to you guys later. I had to quickly go through Ikoyi to pass Akiadeshola inwards the island. And I thought I beat it. When I got to work, I was early. I was like, it was just a few minutes to 8. I was able to beat it. I did not prepare for going back. No notice for the close of that bridge that I took seriously. I knew that they had closed the Anthony Bridge, but I didn't pay conscious attention to this one, even though my husband had been talking about it. I'm telling you,
really?
My husband had been talking about it for weeks, that this is why he was coming home late, because it didn't affect me going back until I got to that point yesterday, and it was fully blocked. Down, up, everywhere was blocked. I said, okay, we took back to Akiadeshola to come home. Miriam had left much earlier in her own car, and I called her, where are you? Which place is free? She said, no, I'm in Akiadeshola. So I started going into the inner streets of VI to join. I ended up at Sanusi Fafunwa, hopefully thinking it would have been at the neck of the bridge, just off Muriakola, but Nalayo, I couldn't get into that place for 5 hours. Myself and Bumi, we just sat there, and the worst part, VI, you people don't have good feedback from my own point of view. No alagbado, and it was raining. It was a rainy Wednesday. No fresh corn, no fresh roasted corn. This cannot happen in Ikeja.
No, I saw
this cannot happen.
Granite.
Yeah, so what happened was that Agnes is my PS.
No, that's your
mother.
bottle.
My PS mother sent to granules that she wants to start doing something. So she now sent granules to the office to sell. She now came to sell to me. I said, I beg, I don't eat granules because of my pimples. I told her I can't. After saying 3 hours in traffic, I said, I ate the granules.
Myself and Bumi, we sat there, but I was able to get to Bagada by 2:40.
Oh, okay.
I was able, because we left much earlier. But Miriam, who left much earlier than me, because she stayed on the Akiadeshola expecting it to move, she didn't get home till 5. When I got home and she called, I was
for
shocked.
a second, because I have a caller who's been holding. Good morning, thanks for calling.
Wow.
Hello? Hello? I think I lost that caller.
I know Theo was in the traffic.
She's there. Hello, are you there?
Hello, yeah, I'm
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm calling from Mafuluku, Oshodi. I'm calling in respect of the traffic yesterday because I was also stuck in the traffic. Yes. I got to my house 3:21
a.m.
Yes, I don't know why they said they want to go, and we had 3-4 days holiday. They didn't do anything. Then the day people resumed on a Wednesday, they decided to close this thing door, close the bridge, and said they want to fix it till May. How long will people suffer like this in Nigeria? I don't know why they derive joy in seeing people feeling pain in this country. We were stuck up in that traffic. My people at home there, they dropped me at my bus stop at Junction by Sotre. I had to trek home.
Really sorry about the experience.
3:45.
One of our directors, Engineer Ni, also was in traffic. He left here 4:30. I think he got past 2, and he has young children at home. And him and his wife were stuck in the traffic. He didn't have enough options of going back to the office. He was home or nothing because he had to go to the house. Like his kids are home.
I just knew that traffic would not abate because we close much. We have a short day. We were stuck in that traffic, and I kept saying to Bumi, we were traveling together in the car that anybody that waits for close of day will sleep on the island, and that was what happened to most people.
So for me, I honestly felt I didn't go out yesterday at all.
Blessed. Please, let me tap that anointing.
I was indoors all day. I was supposed to go to Lassos for dental check with the doctor that came about a few weeks back, but I was just like, I don't want to go anywhere. I need to rest. So I stayed at home, and then I saw messages. My husband came back home and was like, "Oh, the traffic was really, really bad." And then I saw your message that you say you turned back. I was like, what's going on? And I checked online. Now I had seen on Saturday that the road, on Tuesday that they had blocked the road. So here's the thing. The traffic escalated because Nigerians can be very unruly and impatient. There's no rule. Everybody is trying to beat the other person, and it intensifies the gridlock. The opening of the other side of the bridge, which David Umahi did ordered for to be done this morning. If it had been done immediately, we would have seen major relief. Like maybe you saw that this traffic is going really bad.
I don't know. They've already.
No. They shut both sides of the bridge. Yeah. That bridge was closed, both sides of the bridge. But if we had opened one side, it would have provided a bit of relief. But at the end of the day, whenever they're trying to do something very important, people will suffer. That's the example of what happened.
Well, you see, what I would have liked. Vike, you want to share your own story?
Well, Theo called me. He was regretting going to the office. He didn't even enjoy. He couldn't make it to the office. He went back home. He really complained about the traffic. So I was saying, yeah, I heard the Moriah talking about it too, because me, I didn't step out of the house yesterday. So I was very, and I'm just thanking God. But I'm reading there's a motorist, Mr. Gbenga Aduloju. He lamented over the development. He said, I left the island at 2 p.m. to exit the island from Victoria Island. As at 4 p.m., I was still stranded in traffic. Is this how we will suffer for 2 months? We are in for a long show.
Let me take this call from Taiwo. Thanks for Taiwo. Thanks, Taiwo. You're live.
We lost that call. End of May.
But just to clarify, we were notified that March 19th, Independence Bridge will be closed. We had that information. There was a public announcement, and I think it was some parts of it were closed because I know there was traffic there, and there was a service lane that was open because I know we had driven past that. So now I don't know what happened during the holiday, because during the holidays it was still closed.
They did more work.
It was like more work was now done. It was totally shut down. So I think things really got bad because of that shutdown, and that's what caused the gridlock. Now, what I would have liked this morning, like either the minister or his technical partners or the engineers should have come to the TVC breakfast this morning with diagram showing us exactly where the gridlock happened, what could have caused it, what their plans are, and how they plan to mitigate it. Because now that when the minister just says, I announce them, I tell them to reopen, what does that mean? How does that translate to us? Because people are still stuck in traffic as I speak. So what exactly?
They have not reopened it. I passed there this morning.
They cannot reopen it.
They've already dug.
It's not motorable.
Yes.
So this morning is not motorable.
VI to Monicon has been dug. So they have put barricade there, they have blocked it. That one they don't already break out. They see ocean right under the bridge now. But coming in can be managed. Also, they should now start to manage all extensions leading to the third mainland, which is an alternative, or to Ido leading out of here. They should manage the Lagos Island ring road also. Manage it so that people can find ways to join third mainland or Kata Bridge out of Lagos Island. VI is one peculiar place. It's a small island. So the neck of the bridge we always pass every morning. It's small now. We're always managing it.
The point I was trying to make is that government can't be perfect all the time. There'll be trial and errors. There'll be errors here and there because sometimes you want to do something good. You don't realize the effect of it. I can understand that. But what I want to see that this morning is that the minister is on top of it, not just telling them to reopen, but showing us exactly what is being done.
Also, I think the SA to the governor on transport should be here, or his commissioner, because traffic management is not that of the Federal Ministry of Works.
It's not the
Federal Ministry. Remember when they did third mainland? They were coming on our show. Then Engineer Kuti then was Southwest Controller. Now Engineer Kesha was on TVC Breakfast this morning via online because I saw her picture and I couldn't hear most of the details of that conversation because I was doing my makeup. But she was on the show explaining what was happening. These people are the ones we see most. Yesterday, we did not see enough of traffic management. That was what killed the whole thing. When we get to that Onikon area, people were driving anyhow. Nobody to stop those. I said Onikon. When we got to the Sanusi Fafu off that to climb into the bridge, to join the Falomo bridge, you will wait endlessly. Then one car will just start to drive anyhow. People were blocking the road. It took me and the Loma truck in front of me, stopping each time for people who were going to Lekki off at the Akeadeshola to be able to pass. Where were the officials who were supposed to be stopping at least 5 cars to go before we continue to block the road? We blocked it.
In your own experience, we were moving. In our own experience, it was just standstill.
There was no movement because we
find our way.
We found those who were turning away, making those created opportunities for us to
because
move.
She went out
there was
during
no
closing
movement. It was standstill. So it was like either even if the last mile guys were there was no access for people to leave. So something happened, and we must see what happened, and that's what the government owes Nigerians. Explain to us. Don't just tell us you've reopened it. Explain to us exactly.
Don't say you have reopened it when you haven't reopened it. It's still closed now. Abi was one side, both sides closed yesterday.
Yes, when we were now leaving, we couldn't use any part of the bridge. Everybody had to turn to Ozumba, and I look Ozumba too long. I just turned back.
I like what our producer dropped in the group, which is that I think the government actually underestimated the impact of that
and
bridge.
It was post
because they just look at it as a small bridge. There are other options.
Lagos
we did not know that
economic nerve center. You cannot underestimate. This is the heart of this country.
Third mainland bridge before.
Yeah, but this is wider. This is a narrow. You can't.
So people did not expect that. How can a small bridge like this have such a huge impact?
Because there are only 2 exits. It's either you go through. Is it Osborne?
Yes.
Or you go through. So those are the only
Osborne was now free. Yeah, Osborne in a few hours. Once you get down off that bridge, it was free.
But to get to the bridge,
to get to the Osborne was.
Is to get to the bridge.
I got.
You got to the bridge because you left early.
Aki, thanks for following your live.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday was a terrible day in Lagos. I spent 10 hours inside that traffic from Apapa to the express to Lekki phase 1. I can't forget that experience. But the funniest thing is that I started my journey around 3 p.m. I only saw 2 LASMA at Awolowo Road, at Ikoyi Club. They are about to close. Throughout the journey, I can't see LASMA, I can't see police. The Lagos State government is not doing well at all yesterday. This thing will have been planned properly in such a way that they will have enough police on the road, they will have enough LASMA on the road. When there was a dirty December, the Lagos State government is doing fine. They plan it in such a way that even if you drive in the middle of the night, you will see LASMA waving you, directing the car. What makes the case to be worse yesterday is that no LASMA, no police. When I go to the Oriental Junction around 1 a.m., I only saw one minibus of the police. They park it at Junction. Nobody is there. Everybody is passing one way. At that spot, I spent 2 hours. I can't forget such an experience. If there is a last mile yesterday, this situation will not get to this level. I don't know whether last mile work from morning to that time, but the hour that I get to the highlight, I can't start any last mile. Why not the police?
Thank you, Aki. We'll get a way to speak to the special advisor to the governor on transportation, hopefully sometime today, either on our show
maybe
or on
the
the other show, so that they could let us know exactly how, because there's always that federal government, Lagos state dichotomy issues. You know, they don't know, okay, who is in charge of this, is federal road, so all that way it happens, but let me not speculate, but let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll take more phone calls and read messages from our viewers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say a recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Hour on different occasions. Move 1 second, stand still for an hour or 40 minutes, etc. So that means she spends several hours. Yeah. Move 1 second. You know, I know this kind of traffic, and gosh, I'm just so grateful.
Yesterday, I felt
so grateful
envious of pedestrians. I envied pedestrians.
I said today.
It felt like I should fold my car, cross the traffic, and open it again.
Today, because I had heard all the, my canvas are inside the car. I had already planned. Once you just, as I just,
you leave your driver there.
So I just in a message, someone says, hello, Mariah, I was in traffic for 10 hours yesterday. I left my office at 2 p.m. I got home at midnight. Can you imagine?
Beatrice Baksharu says, last man went home. We were left to our fate. I was lucky my husband was home to pick the kids from school. That's my saving grace.
That's another thing we need to discuss, the impact on children. A lot of families, especially that work on the island, they have a structure that, okay, I would get home at this time. Maybe I'm relieving my nanny that is staying with the children. Or for those that they have late pick up, they are picking up their children late. I wonder how they would have been able to sort it out yesterday. Because I know you were talking about the fact that Engineer and his wife, they had to go home. Because
they had no choice to come back.
Yes, who would stay with the children.
Adedoja Salam, one of our senior report correspondents, she just sent me a message right now that she joined the traffic at 4 p.m. And she got home at 1 a.m. That's reporter.
She's lucky. Oseni Folajuwon says, my husband was stuck in the same traffic at the same Adiola Odeku since 2 p.m. He didn't get home till 6 a.m. this morning. Imagine Lasma wasn't on site.
So what are the learning curves for Minister Umahi and government in general? Because we have to wrap up
Lagos State government.
Somebody had a response for that. He says that road constructions were done under Fashola. It was properly managed. One of the comments I had skipped earlier said Lagos is a cosmopolitan city, an industrialized one at that, and that's the reason for the traffic. That's why government should always be considerate in all road works in the state.
Okay, let me take this final caller. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning, ma.
Morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yes, yesterday I was in the hold up throughout from 4 o'clock till now. On the root cause of that hold up is because there's no last man road safety.
Okay. So we definitely have questions for Lagos State government.
And last
what they did concerning this. So hopefully before the end of today we'll hear from them. The other journalists hang out on one of the other shows. We'll have somebody from Lagos State government to come and tell us exactly why our men were not on the road to ensure.
And what they're going to do today to prevent it from.
Beatrice is even saying she didn't get home. She had to stop somewhere.
Yeah, she said she spent 5 hours in the morning and 14 hours to get back home.
Oh, yikes.
I will never forget this day.
You know what I like about other countries is that by now you'd have gotten some estimates of how much you've lost as a nation, how this affects our economy, the trillions of nairas or dollars that we've lost.
Our lecturers, we have professors that can
these are because sometimes when we don't have a graphic understanding of the repercussions of these kind of decisions, you don't get it. So tomorrow we're going to do the same thing. Another minister will come tomorrow and exactly the same thing will happen because nobody has painted the picture of the economic losses, the physical, emotional trauma that's caused Nigerians. I
don't even want to talk about the economic losses right now because I know what it will do to the human body, that kind of traffic, what it will do to the human body. High blood pressure, heart attack. We have your baby in the traffic. Come on.
You know, we talk about scenario building. So when you're about to do something different, you do all the different scenarios. Like, okay, if we worst case scenario, plan A, plan B, plan C. But it was one of the things that everybody has been talking about, especially concerning the traffic, was there wasn't enough manpower to manage people. And we know ourselves. When you know your citizens, you know that they will not listen. They will not grieve for the next person, and that will cause gridlock. If we had more people on ground, we probably would have had a bit of movement. But from the reaction, this must never happen again.
Morayo, let's talk about companies who are able to turn lemons into lemonade.
Yes.
Because we now don't know the kind of Wednesday party, office party people
celebrate.
Those of us who made it we're not looking at you people.
Kemi Shonubi, our people CEO, our human resource. She came out yesterday, opened her refrigerator, her biscuits, the snacks, everything. She brought it out. Even our legal, Bisola, myself, even I empty my fridge. I go and make all the drinks in my fridge. Everybody came out with ordered suya, we danced, we said, we can't come and kill ourselves. Those are complaining. So we're doing video calls to those in the bus.
You're able to make a pregnant woman
sleep. When they saw that they're sparring in the house,
some companies would have closed and their security would have closed. You're able to get a pregnant woman to be comfortable.
Yes.
Let's talk about it because this morning I said to my co-travelers in the car that the people that are on this road with me are employees. The employers, 2 appointments I have today have been cancelled. They said they did 6 hours, 5 hours in traffic. See you next time. We have not even rescheduled. If you are an employer and you are not looking out for your employee who was in that traffic as at this morning, because some people, they will still tell them resumption time.
Exactly.
Embassies, people who have appointment for embassies, they are not lucky tomorrow. I mean, for yesterday's appointments, all of them would have probably lost their appointments and visas. And so we must always provide, you know, like that. And well done to
thank God, even Bisala Agbaje was there, and even some of the directors were supporting remotely. Some of people know themselves. They open their offices for some access. So I won't embarrass you. But they open their offices. They support us remotely.
You know, I saw your Gen Z this morning, and he says he doesn't know how he slept and where
so he doesn't even know where he slept. No, I saw him with a red cup yesterday. Video showed him with a red cup. How will he know where he slept?
Yeah, of course. It's not annoying.
Kemi don't supply them.
Harry, oh.
Hey, my gosh.
Okpe was the one sharing suya.
But I think it is those soft sides when challenges come and how we deal with it that shows the resilience of a company and the thoughtfulness.
Good job, TVC. Good job, TVC.
Done.
Great place to work. Great place to work. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring in our first guest. That guy should not try me this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
He's listening.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is it?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu?
thanks for staying with us. So joining us in the studio right now is Mr. Olalekan Fabilola, the face behind the popular YouTube series program called Master Imbo, a program dedicated to preserve, promote the Yoruba language and culture through fun, games, and exciting rewards. We welcome Mr. Lekan Fabilola to the show. Good to have you on the show. So we have to warn our non-Yoruba speaking viewers because this guy doesn't like to speak English because he's trying to preserve his culture. But what he usually does is he speaks to people and tries to get them not to speak English. So he will engage you with words and sentences and tell you to speak it in Yoruba. And once you feel that you lose money. So there's a stake, right? But today we'll see what you're going to do with the ladies. But you can call, but really in a nutshell, we're discussing about preserving the culture. Today's focus is Yoruba. Hopefully on that time we'll have a different language.
We had an Igbo lady.
An Igbo, yes. We had an Igbo one that came not too long ago. So 020-1635-2013, 090-2416-3440. You can also send us messages on YouTube and on X. We'll be happy to hear you. Uncle, please take it easy because the Igbo lady was here. She spoke English. She mixed it. So tell us a bit about how you started and why you needed to start this movement, I would call it.
So shaking so back.
I saw you, Mama too.
Cherry too.
Don't mind her. Don't mind her. She's forming like she knows Yoruba more than those of us that
know Yoruba. Don't mind that. Yoruba, yes, not.
But I speak my language well and I speak Yoruba very well, if I say so myself.
Don't mind that. So
great. Yeah. So the thing is, there's this saying in Yoruba by our forebears that Inkota waye waye la ye. That means you only do what you came to this world to do. Okay. It's only trying English. So English doesn't have that depth to actually comprehend or encapsulate Yoruba word, right? So, but that's just that in a nutshell. So, I just came in at a time that God knew that, at this time in future, some people will not value their language. So, it was Luma Beresi, Luma Je Olokpa. To see that people are aware of their culture, their language, right? So Yoruba is more than language, right? So when you speak, they say, can you speak Spanish? Can you speak French? Can you speak this? But to the Yoruba, they will say, Shogbo Yoruba.
You understand.
Right. So it's possible for you to speak Yoruba and not hear Yoruba.
Not comprehending.
Right. It's possible. Right. So for example, if you say Ano, which is yesterday, Oni, today, tomorrow, Ola. Ano, if you break it down, no is to spend. That means the day that you spent. You can't go back to it. You can't go back to it. It's gone. So whatever success is or whatever failure you encountered yesterday.
Oh my God, I've never thought about it like that before.
Oni is all you have.
That you have.
You have it now. So don't cry about yesterday. Right. So today you spent it. So and Ola, the word La is to break. And in Lasimeji. Right. So whatever you do today that you have, you are going to break into it. The resultant effects tomorrow. So if you want to learn a language, if you start learning it today, you are going to break into speaking Yoruba tomorrow. And that's why there is no word for future in Yoruba other than Ola.
See why I'm enjoying this thing. The deeper understanding when you're trying to interpret your local dialect to English that we're speaking. Growing up, my first language was not English. It wasn't my language. It was Pidgin. And my father used to deliberately insist that we speak the language. But he was forced to speak English with us because we're in school. And my mom took her time to teach my language. I didn't understand my language till I was 13, and I didn't understand Yoruba till I was in university. Well, I could hear it, Mogbo, but Miogbo, you know. So after a while I'm my own language, let me flex a bit. It took me my lifetime to learn because I didn't grow up in my village. I didn't visit my village as a conscious adult till I was 35. So it took me time. And the deeper understanding of life and things and ways and culture came from trying to interpret every proverb, every word, every advice, everything that the adults did. It's missing now. Because as we grow up now, the in thing, the world is more Americanized. In fact, people don't speak English again, they speak American English. People, you know, we're losing a lot of things. I appreciate what you're doing a lot. I follow your channel, just even though it's not my language, I would like my kids to imbibe first as an option. Now, what do you think people should consciously pay attention to? And I will refer to a celebrities interview. Tems, she won the Grammys, and she was. I kept watching the Grammys and everything that she had done over there. And I saw an interview where somebody said, "Shogbo Yoruba." She said, "I can hear you, but I don't speak it," and I felt pained. So, what can we consciously do, as you know, as a form of identity, to seek that? To how conscious should people be about that loss of identity?
You know, there's this concept in Yoruba that is called Iniraeni. You see, ni is to have, ara is body, eni is person. That's where you get the word enyon, enyon from. So Iniraeni is having yourself.
I thought it was discomfort of yourself.
No.
Inira
is different from Inira. Ni is to have. Right? The word ni is add. It's the same word for le. That's when they say ini ara, that means addness of the body. But inira is knowing, self-awareness. Right? So if you are not self-aware, if you don't see value, you can't value the thing. Right? So you can give $100 to someone if you have not seen dollar before. So funny 1,000 naira.
Appreciate it.
Right. So until we as individual come to realize the value that is inherent in what our forebears laid down for us, or what God has made us to be, then we can start appreciating it. Right. So that's why when I teach Yoruba, right, I don't teach you to speak Yoruba. I teach you to understand, to have knowledge of Yoruba. Right. So when I teach, for example, when you say aro or son, irole, ale, everybody say that. But there are things before. When you say aro, it's coming from the word raw, which is soft, cool. Right. So if someone is gentle, say raw. So bad that you're the one you raw you. Right. When the fruit is ripe, we say what you raw. Raw. Anything that is not hard is soft. Right. Then osan is ash. Wani biru kini isin to ba son. Ko se pe o fo o son crack. Then irole is becoming soft. Otin raw ile. Ile is ground, floor, earth. Then ale is serene. So when you say morning, afternoon, evening, night, you're actually telling us the stages of life. So when you say aro, there's some people live in soft life. Aro, omodumewa, awala ni gbese. Bó ṣe máa jẹun, bó ṣe máa lọ sílé ẹ̀kọ́, bó ṣe máa sùn, a sì ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tán pé ìyá àgbà pé ẹ fún mi lẹ́gbẹ̀rún márùn-ún, give me 5,000. You know, in our morning part of life, we make demands. You know, we don't have a responsibility for anyone. Soft life. Then we move to Osan. This S-U-N, son of life, has cracked on us. So you are now responsible for your life. You are paying rent. You are trying to buy car. You are fixing it. You are doing everything. So you say, I don't do na scam. Then you move towards Irole. Is now becoming soft again because you've toiled in the afternoon of your life. Now you are now reaping the dividends of that toiling, that walking in Irole. Then Ale is serene. You know, you can sit at the beach and have fun and all that stuff, and you're waiting to go home.
Tell us a bit about your success stories in teaching young people languages. I mean, do you teach or do you just play games with people?
No. I'm a teacher, right? So I teach Yoruba language and culture right? Not physical. I mean, I
Virtual.
do physical, but to some people,
Selected.
like selected people. But what I do mainly is I teach via Zoom to Nigerians in this diaspora, right? So, and I teach in 4 universities in America, right? So, and now I teach like 316 people right now.
316 people.
Yes.
So in that whole scenario, what are the lessons you've learned? What I think going back to what Nima said, what lessons can parents learn from you? What have you seen? What have you heard? How should we do it such that we don't have to be looking for a lekon to be teaching our children again? What do we do to
How
fix
do
this
we
problem so that
reawaken what it was?
we reawaken?
You know,
Yes, bring it back.
When my friend Atere Deji, I hope he's watching, when we were in university, when we were praying, you say, no, he cannot communicate his prayers well in English because he read the Yoruba Bible growing up. There's a deeper way. You know, there's a way you communicate. When you are doing it in your mother tongue. So how do we reawaken that kind of feel, that pride in it, in our kids now who are already psychologically tuned to TV?
Yes, you know, that's what I said about having understanding.
Okay.
See, now I understand Yoruba, right? I cannot speak any other language to my children because oyemi. So if you don't value it, you can't teach it. You can't. You see, you won't want
Is it
people
value
to.
or if you don't understand?
If you don't, yes.
And
If
my
you don't
value,
understand,
Value is also important. Part
because for someone like me now, I didn't grow up. My mother couldn't speak Yoruba, so I didn't grow up speaking Yoruba. Then a lot of our generation were not even allowed to speak Yoruba in school. So we didn't learn to speak Yoruba. If you, in fact, in those days, if you speak Yoruba, they will give you fine. You know, so we all had to pay money. They called it vernacular. As I grew older, I knew the importance. But already, mo ti di alẹ́.
ẹ ti wà lálẹ́ báyìí.
mo ti wà lálẹ́.
ẹ ti wà. ìrọ̀lẹ́ lẹ ṣì wà.
ìrọ̀lẹ́.
Okay, mo lè gbà yẹn.
ẹ ti sọ oh right so well.
So ẹbẹ yọ okay lórí table yìí. So Moral must collect money.
So we had an. I don't want to call it unfortunate, but it was not a fortunate childhood because Yoruba was vernacular.
All our language.
The Yoruba I speak now, I learned
from people just
you know by communicating with people.
Yes, you see, retracing step is orientation. You know, when I teach people now, or when people teach, you know, we are in that reawakening. You see, these young people now want to speak Yoruba. They are spending their money to learn Yoruba because of people are now coming to terms that mo fẹ́ ó dà pé tó bá yansi tí mi bá lè sọ Yorùbá mi ò lè gbàpò tí ìdìbò wọ́n máa bèrè. So now events are now making people to come to realize. So you have to value it.
Also,
you have
the
to
particular governorship
candidate.
There was a particular governorship candidate that was called out for his inability to speak his native language while he was on the campaign ground because they were like, you are trying to contest for this position, but you cannot talk in the language of the people. So I get that those are the things that we need to highlight to improve people's acceptance of their native language. Now, I want you to talk about the activation because I've read about how our brain, that the more languages we know, the more parts of our brain we are using. So because for some people, they don't get the emotional connection because their first love is the language they know, which is English. But you are now letting us understand there should be a stronger love for the native language because it's more comprehensive. Can you break down the comprehension, how comprehensive the native language is, and the advantage to our brain to be able to be multilingual?
Yeah, so I will cite an example. So last weekend, I was invited to a house, to a home of a 95-year-old grandma. And Masoyinbo, the show is like what they play
yes, a lot of time
to her. Because it gives her because of dementia.
Dementia.
Nǹkan tó ti ń ṣe láti kékeré, èdè tán ti ń gbọ́ láti kékeré. Ó máa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. She's helping her to recollect things that she had forgotten. Right. See how language learning can help in field of medicine. Right. So what we need to do is to find value in
Because of time, I have to wrap up with you soon because I don't want you to leave here without playing your game. Let us see if we can if we can actually survive this episode. But I think I have a caller. Good morning. Thanks for calling. I have Salisu.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead,
Good morning, Morayo.
Morning.
Please, I have a simple question to Moso Ibo.
Moso Ibo?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. My questions is, I love the Yoruba language. Initially, I thought my best bet of knowing Yoruba was by listening to the language. So I listened to Sakara, Fuji, Apala, name it, all the Yoruba collection, I have them because I want to learn. So now at 56, is there still a chance for me to learn Yoruba?
That's why his question too.
What would be your advice for people like me that love and appreciate the language?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So now that answers it because now at 56, 56, he wants to learn Yoruba.
Okay.
I don't need to cajole him because he has found, he sees reason, value.
Yes.
Right. So if the oldest person I'm teaching is 75 in Kent, Hausa woman. Hausa.
Wow.
Because she promised her husband that Yoruba lo mama so see àwọn ọmọ and the husband is late. So one fẹ́ mú àdéhùn share and she start learning you. So I don't need to be saying come and learn Yoruba. Good on my lagogo. So if the way I preach this Yoruba language is not convincing enough for you, I break words down for you, tell you this is the wisdom of our forebears. English that you are speaking, you don't have proper understanding of it.
It's not your language.
You don't understand it.
You don't understand it to the fullest. Now I'm breaking it down, putting it, dissecting it, and telling you, and you are seeing it.
Do you have free lessons on YouTube though?
No more free. It
used to be free. Some of the reason why I believe that this language thing is difficult is that we don't love our culture, we don't love our people, we don't love the place. Most of the young ones. No, talk about there's a psychology to TV.
We love.
It's the knowing.
The day I flipped in my house was when my son told me, "Mommy, when am I going to America?"
That's
It's
That's
TV.
what he knows.
So that's what he knows. But TV local. But our own generation, we were taught in school to think less of ourselves. What YK said, I experienced in primary school. If you cannot speak English, you are not an A-list child. But you might have wisdom, you might have the brilliance we're talking about. Oh, si solo ibu. Oh, maweni. And we even use the correct English diction and all of that to judge a person's intelligence in our own generation. So how do we love? We must love the land. Most of my friends from Oyo, the way they talk about Oyo, I see you think Oyo is one maker. The way they package it, they don't joke with it. They dress, they do like that. They love it.
You know, the way I was looking like, okay, because we have to wrap up. So I wanted to respond to our questions.
All right, so now, the word culture is what? Asha. The word tradition is Ishe. And the word Asha is coming from the word Sha, which is to pick, select.
Okay.
Right. So our greeting, we selected it Asha. Our talking, how we talk to people, everything. Our food, which Asha, lower D Asha. Now doing it, She is to do, Lawa so di She, and call it tradition. Now there are some that culture is dynamic, is not static. I want koko wa tati shatele to ti di Esha.
Oh my God.
Àwọn Ìgbò pé tí wọ́n ní common law. Wọ́n ṣàtì tí wọ́n náà àgbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Àgbà. So now, growing up, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, they say when you want to go to commercial class, art class, I want to become a doctor. I want to become a this thing. I want to, because it was fashionable. Even you don't know why you want to become doctor, but because I'm in science class. Now, me, I've always wanted to be a Yoruba teacher. Everybody, every place I've been to, my university, they know I study computer science, but my HOD in 200 level said I cannot do IT in a computer firm, that I should go and do it with King Sunny Ade. Do you get? Because they want to read in Yoruba. Now, if you are a medical doctor and I'm a Yoruba teacher, and I tell you I'm a Yoruba, what to me wo? Why would we so for me, got to share. Tell me how you are making it. It can't be this Yoruba teaching that you are doing this thing. So Allah along barega. That is you knowing, self-aware. You won't want to lose what you value. So if you won't value it, you cannot say, I cannot force you to come and learn. But if I can only instill value in you and say, this thing won't do.
Leko, we have to wrap up with you because I have a bunch of ladies coming on very soon. So I need you to play the game with us before we
check out for OC.
Yeah. Not me, we are married together, please. We're supporting each other.
Auntie, you don't speak Yoruba.
We're supporting each other. We're supporting each other.
Yeah, put the body back, bring it out.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Mẹ́wàá ni màá fún yín àbí mẹ́rin ni màá.
Èmi ò lówó.
Mẹ́jọ, mẹ́sàn-án,
No,
mẹ́wàá.
you will lose the money.
Màmá gbà padà.
Okay, kò fún wa. Okay.
Ẹ gbà. Kò lè pé.
No problem.
Mẹ́wàá.
Èmi ò ní mọ anything so
you collect everything back.
Mẹ́wàá ó dẹ̀ wá pé sa.
Ẹgbàá ó pé.
All right.
Ọmọ ìgbà padà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
We leave the ẹ̀gbọ́n. We leave
ẹ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀mí mẹ́rin wa mẹ́rin. We leave the ẹ̀gbọ́n.
No, we didn't we started.
No.
Yorùbá lẹ́gbọ̀n.
No, start over again. This is start over again.
Time is running out.
Please go ahead.
Auntie, no cheating.
No. I am in charge here.
We leave the.
One,
game
two, start.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Àlàáfíà ni mo wà.
Kí ni procrastination ní Yorùbá? Ẹ̀mùwà.
Àsọ kó tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
Àsọ kó tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹyọ kan. Ó dà. Kí ni your view ní Yorùbá?
Ìmọ̀ràn ẹ.
Rárá o. Nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe.
Ìmọ̀ràn ẹni. Ìmọ̀ràn tiẹ̀.
Ìmọ̀ràn
gbà. Ṣé méjì ni?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni méjì ni.
Ànípẹ́ ṣe tán náà.
Ó yá.
Tọ́pẹ́ yà tó.
Ìpinnu ẹ.
Ẹ dúró, Tọ́pẹ́ you are taking.
Just take that.
Ìpinnu ẹ.
Ìpinnu is a decision.
Ìmọ̀ràn téèyàn ní ni.
Dá padà jọ. Dá padà.
Ẹmu.
What is nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ?
What's ẹ̀kú lówó mi mọ̀? Ìhà ẹ.
Oh my God.
Ìhà tó kọ
sọ. You didn't know the answer o.
No. I tried. I was closer.
Pride.
Ìfọ̀lẹ̀ bèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. Àti ẹni ló bèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. Mo múra yín wá o. Mo múra yín wá. Àti ẹni ló bèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi.
Kí ló dé?
Àti ẹni bèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi yẹ kó.
Aunty.
See, Yoruba was so loud.
Aunty.
Oh my God.
Ẹ mú aunty wá. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ó yá ẹ bèrè.
Ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà bí ní kankan. Kẹ́yìn náà máa òyìnbó ni mo máa fi bí yín.
No, ẹ bèrè ìbéèrè mi.
Pidgin ni mo máa fi bí yín, ẹ gbowó pidgin.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately.
We have to write.
We have to meta.
Okay, just give him his
You
money.
can borrow from me.
I'm not giving him.
Okay,
I am not giving him. Maru.
Okay, unfortunately, that's all we can take.
I can play this game with my children.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lekon. For coming.
Mo pa
you money now, sir.
Mo pa iye yìí money.
All of us are paying you money.
Mo pa iye yìí.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best on your show. And I forgot to mention that we used to work together. I mean, I've known him for many years.
We discussed,
but I'm happy and proud of you. Well done. You've done some amazing work so far.
Thank you.
Better return the man's money. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we bring some beautiful ladies to come on set. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That's it.
We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we
Nigeria,
can
but
take.
I choose
Eje
to
can
take.
close the show here for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
result. Let me go and look for my jam result. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam result.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show. Give Adala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked.
You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person I used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back. So this is the maiden edition of Miss World Nigeria 2025 featuring 22 contestants. The contestants have been in camp since Friday, March 28th, preparing intensively for the competition, which is tomorrow. The girls have been engaging in various activities to shed more light on this. We have a member of the organizing committee for Miss World Nigeria, Anthony Abraham. Welcome to the show. And thanks for bringing the lovely ladies with you. Hello, ladies. Good to have you in the building. So tell us a bit about Miss World Nigeria.
First of all, I would say it's great being amongst incredible women, and you know, it's always a good thing to see women representing African and Nigerian women. Yeah. And you know, the conversation for us is the next generation, and the next generation are these incredible 22 girls, because we had Miss MBGN before, so it was about time to unveil Miss World Nigeria, so people are not confused what happened to MBGN. MBGN is like the organizing company. And now we have Miss World Nigeria, the winner goes to Miss World, and we have Miss Universe Nigeria, where the winner goes to Miss Universe. And now,
you separated it.
Oh yeah, so it's 2 pageants every year. It's a lot of work, but we enjoy it. Celebrating African women, celebrating Nigerian women, and empowering them is the goal. The next generation is the whole idea, and that's what we're amplifying. Why are they the next generation? Agbani did something incredible in 2001. Then there's a new generation of young girls who come into who are on TikTok now, who are on Snapchat. They need to understand what goes on in that pageant industry, and that's why we're unveiling the next generation. So this is the maiden edition of Miss World Nigeria, and that's what the whole theme is about, to make sure that they help us understand why African women should be united, understand culture, and use the beauty platform as an empowerment platform.
I mean, I would love to speak to the ladies because we know we don't have a lot of time, but it would be nice to say hi, hello to the ladies. Hello, ladies. Who is willing to speak? Because tomorrow is a big day for you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's a competition. Let me start from where the mic is. Who would like to speak? Go ahead, Miss Enugu.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy, and I am
So I'd like to find out from you, particularly, why did you enter into this competition and what are you hoping to achieve?
Who would like to, okay, unfortunately we don't have the mic here with you, but we'll try to, it would be nice to, I think Miss Ikorodu, I think Miss Kogi wanted to say something. Let me pass.
No, she was about to answer.
Go ahead.
The mic wasn't working.
Okay, growing up, since when I was 8 years old, it has been my childhood dream to actually represent Nigeria in the big world stage. And I also have an advocacy that actually reduce the rate of femicide in our society. So I know that Miss World Nigeria is a platform where we can actually achieve those things. So that's why I am in this place competing for Miss World Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I know Miss Kogi wanted to say something. Can I get the mic to Miss Kogi, please? She had her hand raised up. Yes, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oluwatoyi Mary Ibitoye, and I am proudly representing the Confluence State Kogi. So the Miss World Nigeria organization has, proven beyond reasonable doubt that beauty is indeed for a purpose. And I've also been inspired by the title holders from the past who have used the platform to, advocate for issues that are bigger than themselves. They've used the platform to advocate for change and to also inspire possibilities. So I joined this pageant because I really want to shine more light on technical and vocational education, because I feel like a lot of our youth, they focus purely on academic qualifications and they actually neglect that part. And we need that for our country to actually thrive. We need that to build our economy. We need a skilled workforce, skilled human resources for us to be able to tackle poverty and unemployment.
Fantastic. Don't worry. The competition is not here. Don't worry, because you guys are sounding like you're competing right now. But let me come back to you and Abraham, because when is Miss World event happening, and how did you select these beautiful women to come together?
Okay, Nigeria is diverse, and we have incredible and talented girls. So what usually happens every year is the campaign kicks off, and it's global. It's nationwide. So nationwide is the first phase, and obviously it's the advertising platforms, from social media to our media platforms. Then we get the entries. Once the entries come in, then we shortlist. Before we shortlist, we usually, back in the days, used to travel from zone to zone. COVID changed that. So we're also imbibing technology, and they need to learn how to use their Zoom platforms and whatever platform so we can shortlist. And once we do that, to cut down the number after the registration phase, then we have the physical phase where they all converge in Lagos. Then we select the contestants that will be going to camp. So usually it's a nationwide campaign, and entries come in, we shortlist via technology, then we have the physical, and we shortlist to the 22 contestants who will represent the finale. So while they're in camp is the grooming phase. They go through everything, and you know how it is. We try as much as possible not to lay too much emphasis on the physical beauty. It's the intellectual side. We need to have, beauty with brains. We want women to be on the table of decision now and be able to sit down in boardrooms and be able to be part of the conversations globally. So that's the whole idea of the grooming stage. So by the time they go to world and meet with other countries, they're proud that they're Nigerians, and they make all of us proud.
Is there an age limit? Sorry, Nima. Is there an age limit?
For Miss World, yes, there's an age limit. It's 26. But Universe, no age limits.
Yes, so can run.
Of course. I can't wait. She's going to be incredible. She's artistic, so she's definitely...
We are definitely nominating you.
When we roll out Miss Universe, I will definitely call her.
Okay, so what's the criteria for this special categories? So there's a Miss World, there's a Miss Universe.
Good.
There used to be Miss Continental something.
Yes, there are tons of other.
Each of those other.
Yes.
How do they qualify for each of those categories?
Okay.
Is there something? Is there a foundation you must support? Is there something you must do? Is there a level of intellect you must have? Why are each of these categories?
Okay, what's similar in every pageant is intellect, obviously, and obviously advocacy. You understand? Those things are important. Any pageant would want intellectual young ladies, or even group them to become intellectual young ladies, and of course have an advocacy. Understand the reason why to give back. It's your responsibility when you're a title holder to give back. So that is something all of them have, but they now have basic criteria for selections. For the two I could give you right away would be Universe and World. World is what we're doing now, and their cap is 18 to 26. That's their cap. Universe has opened up. they have 18 till 90 or 100. They're giving opportunities to more women, which is a good thing. So we believe that with time, world can now decide to say that that's just like the basic things that differs in these two. Well, basically they have the similar things, and that's intellectual young ladies, empowerment, and of course advocacy. For world leans a bit more to purpose, people who are giving back to society, who are in, supporting a charity cause. That's a lot more of what world is leaning to, and that's why they have a major segment called Beauty with a Purpose. But there's also the head-to-head challenge, where they want to know how intellectually sound. There's sports, there's talent. All these things are to bring out, an incredible.
Let me come back to the ladies, because I'd like to hear. Want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Normally in competitions like this, you are already watching, and they've started getting scores. Have they started getting the?
Absolutely, you're correct. You see why she should be on board. You understand? Because most people just come, walk in at the finale, and see an array of beautiful girls and say that person should win, forgetting what she just said, which is very important from day one. The scores are accumulated. You're correct. From their character, you start checking all those little things. So it's an accumulation of scores and the activities, major activities that sum up. Then they have their prejudging. Their prejudging is also, that's a prelim.
I'm surprised that YKD noticed the lady with the natural hair. Like,
I do.
Yeah.
I've been admiring her, but I didn't want to pick.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so the others don't feel good. I like that.
No. I mean, I'm a natural hair.
Yeah, she's...
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am. I am so privileged to be here. Thank you so much for admiring my natural hair. I am actually an advocate of embracing our natural hair as African women.
I love you already.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe it's our crown. It's our identity as African women. It's beautiful to see all the hair. It's lovely. I also love them. But representing Nigeria on the world stage, I want to be very authentic to who I am.
Oh, I have to stand up for you.
Okay, so I heard there's a Guinness World Record holder here. Is that true? Where's she? Oh, there you are. Tell us a bit about that.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I'm a Guinness World Record holder for the longest distance walked on a catwalk by a model. And it was to celebrate inclusivity and diversity and celebrate the Nigerians, their independence, which held last year, October. So the inspiration was to tell everybody to dare to dream, that nobody should be told no. If you're talking about the next generation, we are talking about people who will stand on their dreams, take the first step, and be bold about it. And that was what inspired me to attempt the record.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's move the mic to this side. Chokwe, want to have a
Yeah, sorry. I tried a bit of pageantry when I was younger, so please. I'm very interested
I wish she was here.
I was very interested in how do you handle competition amongst yourselves?
Who likes to go
yeah, when you got the mic, you were surprised at the question.
I think Adamawa wants to say something. Well, go ahead, boy.
Okay. That is a very tough question. I believe that this is a journey that you don't just do individually. We're in this all together, and the connection and the bonds that we form are actually enriching us, and they are preparing us for the stage. Because at the end of the day, when we win this crown, we're not going to be on our own. We're going to be working alongside a lot of people. So this is just a preparation for what is to come. Nice. And this is how I handle the competition.
Fantastic. Let's hear from Madam Awa.
Looks like MM.
Yes, a bit.
Good morning,
Go
everyone.
ahead.
So how I handle competition is, coming into camp, you see lots of different, beautiful, amazing women. And if there's one thing that stood out to me is that each and every one of us, we are all coming here with different stories. Different stories of inspiration, resilience, and admiration. Just for instance, we have the Guinness World Record breaker here, and so many other beautiful people here with different stories. So when I look up to them, when I see the great things they've done, you tell yourself, yes, you can actually do more. You can actually be more. So rather than competition, it should be teamwork. It should be bonding rather than envy.
So have you formed fast friendships?
Or cliques?
Yeah.
Because I can see some cliques already. I have a feeling that they're... All right, so let me take one more. My adopted state, Anambra, I have to come and say hello to you. Because I don't know, I just like Anambra, but because Amaka is not here yet. But let me hear from Anambra. Tell us a bit about yourself. and why you got into the pageant.
My name is Daniela Okoye. I'm contestant number 5, representing Anambra State, the light of the nation.
Yay!
Well, I'm a very bubbly person, calm, and I'm also a very motivated person. My role model is Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, because I believe because I believe she's a very, very strong.
Nobody can slap you anyhow.
Because I believe that she's a very strong and versatile woman. I came into this competition because I believe that is a responsibility, and it's also a platform where I can grow, learn, and inspire others. I love to uplift others. I don't like seeing people feel less of themselves, because I believe that everyone is unique and beautiful.
All right, we have to wrap up, so let me come back.
Can I quickly ask? I want to ask Miss Imo, because she doesn't look like.
She didn't even laugh. She didn't even laugh. She's so perfectly like a goddess. She didn't crack a smile. We're all laughing. She didn't crack a smile. Just watching her. Do you speak English?
Hello, my name is Shirley Isman, and yes, I am Nigerian from Imo State in Bitolu, Ogo. Yes, my father is Nigerian, my mother is German, but it doesn't mean that we're all from different countries. We are not connected. I'm connected by blood, and I know my culture and I know my heritage.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I have a question for Miss Lagos, because this is an unusual site.
She's not unusual. She's not unusual.
Because she's a Java.
She's usual. That's the whole idea now.
That's the idea
yes.
now. But
hello, my name is Barakat Olarinwaju, and I am representing Lagos State, the Center of Excellence.
Yes, so tell them, honey.
It has been really empowering for me to represent Muslims and hijabi all around Nigeria. And this just shows that Miss World Nigeria is showcasing beauty and purpose in all forms, and it can be diverse. So I'm incredibly proud of myself, and this journey has been so amazing for me. Thank you.
We're proud of you too. Let me come back to you, Anthony, because we have to wrap up with you.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is the big day.
Sure.
What should we expect?
A grand show. It's going to be incredible. You know, we know how to pull off shows.
Yeah.
We're known to do shows. Is at Bamora Federal Palace, just next door.
Are you giving us free tickets?
Definitely, definitely. I want to see all of you there on the red carpet. It's going to be a great show, because we know
Friday
the 4th. So we're going to definitely have a great show. We're going to, produce another incredible queen. It's going to be the maiden edition, so she's going to be a special queen. But everybody is going to win something, because they're all going to be title holders. Wow. There are 22 fantastic ladies there, so they all deserve to shine on that stage. And we'll do something great in Miss World. In India. It's going to be in India this year.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Wishing you guys the best. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.